Hey YouTube, it's your D&D miniature madman. He is back. It's been a couple of weeks, well more like a few weeks, but I've had a hurricane to deal with and not so much here in Jacksonville, but still we had to do some cleanup, and then I made a trip to Arkansas, visit my grandma and my dad. So I've been busy, and that's why you haven't seen a miniature reviewing lately. So I decided to do a treat for you guys tonight because of that. I went to my game store, I got some blind boxes, and I know I said blind boxes weren't going to be the purpose of this channel. It's more about the review of the miniatures. Got them all over here to the right. But the Spelljammer set just got released on Tuesday. So I got 3 boxes. We're going to open them up, see what I got. Also, I went ahead and picked up a Kobold Warband set too. I'm going to show that to you guys. I'll get into that in a little bit here. But anyway, I got my stash. Got my stash. Here it is. The old ladies outside the game shop were giving me dirty looks when it came out. Not sure why, but here we go. I got one Spelljammer box set, blind box. I got 2 Spelljammer blind box, and I got 3 Spelljammer blind box. We're going to go through all 3 of these today, and we're going to see how awesome these things are. I wanted to get myself the Solar Dragon. That was the thing I was going to try to do, but I opted not to order that in. I was hoping the game store would just have it in, and I should have been smarter about it. But they ordered one. It sold. So I understand. I get it. I should have ordered myself one pre-ordered. I can do it. I have the ability. I just opted not to. I'll go ahead and order it separate. No big deal. Also, I picked up the Kobold Warband. Reason I did this, I was going through my encounters for games, and I realized that I was doing my GM a disservice. I only have 3 kobolds. How is he supposed to run a mob attack with 3 kobolds? The answer is he has to use my goblins, which I have a ton of. But I got him kobolds because it's important to me that my fellow players get something realistic. So we got some kobolds. I'm going to open this up. We're going to start with these, and then I'm going to move over to the blind box so you guys can see what's going on with them. Now, I know I'm a collector, and with that in mind, I really shouldn't open things like this up so I can keep my collection, kind of like sealed. But honestly, I'm a player of D&D too, so playing with these things is half the fun, really. What's the point of having your miniatures if you can't do anything with them? And oh, wow, these things look better outside of the package than in. So there's another reason to go ahead and open up this case. I think that this is a good set and a good purchase. It was a little on the pricey side for what you're getting, but Wiz Kids, maybe one day you'll realize that 44 is just a little steep for these. But here's the first one I pulled out right here. Take a look at that. That is a winged kobold. It's got a dagger. It's sculpted pretty well. It's painted decently, considering its size. For a mob attack, this is going to be pretty good. And it comes with 2 of these, It's got 2 winged kobolds. So the other one here, I think this is a kobold sorcerer. Is that what that is? Let me take a look here. Let me read the bottom. Yeah, this is a kobold scale sorcerer. So, look at that. Looky. I'll get it close so you guys can see it here. Oh, yeah. So that's a good one to have. We got some others, We got some that are pretty basic. Here's one with a club. This is, let me get these fat fingers out of the way here. There we go. So, that one's got a club there. And, you get yourself a good mix of these, and now you've got yourself a good entry level encounter. I think kobolds are what, 1/4 CR? I think that's what they are. But this way, you can throw one kobold or two kobolds at a party, and even at first level, they're going to be kind of like, what? That's all you got? But you throw 15 of them, and all of a sudden, they've got a challenge. Because that's a lot of kobolds. And at first level, there's a good chance they're going to die. Which, as a GM, that should be something that you kind of plan for anyway. Every good character needs a good death. And here's the last one. This one's kind of different. This one looks like it's all camouflaged. Let me see what this one says here. That writing is tiny, or I'm getting old. I think it says Kobold Dragonstalker or something like that. Anyway, take a look at this. There we go. He's got the shield, he's got the spear, he's got his woodland cloak on. He is looking like he's a little angry and gonna do some damage. So that's the Kobold set. And I think it's a pretty good set, you know. It's good for somebody who's wanting to put together a campaign and really show that they've got something to help kind of create a little bit of realism in the campaign. I get it's D&D and it's make-believe. Not saying it has to be real, but this helps to add to the fun. You know, that's what it's about. Even if all you're doing is collecting them, and I'm a firm believer that collecting your D&D miniatures is a good thing. Have fun with it. That's what it's about. So we've got those taken care of. Now we're going to go on to the Spelljammer set. We're going to open these blind boxes up. And so keep in mind that I won't be able to offer any prices or anything in this particular video because I don't know what's in here. I can tell you I paid $20 a box. That may be a little steep. I think my game store is kind of raising the price on them a little bit. Not the first time I've seen a game store do that, but that's okay. If I wanted to save money on them, I'd pay shipping, which means I'm probably paying about the same. So let's see what we got here, though, huh? Let's see. So here we go. Ooh, what do we got here? So we got a Void Skaver. There we go. Look at that. Looks like a coelacanth. It's got a lot of fins, so it probably moves through the void pretty good. And it's interesting to see there. So that's kind of a good one to have. Not sure how I'm going to get that into a campaign yet, but once I get a campaign out into the multiverse and off Abertoril, then it should be pretty good to figure that one out. So let's see what else we got here. Here's our next one. And, oh, we got an elf. What kind of elf do we have? We have Astro Elf Aristocrat. Here she is. My fingers kind of act like a little turntable there. Kind of got the cape back there. It's got a sword in her hands. She looks like she's there to kind of be a little snooty. So she's an aristocrat and an elf. That's double the snooty right there. What's the next one we got here? What else do we got here? Let's take a looky. Looky. Pulling out the back, the plastic. Oh, this is a little different. What do we got here? We have a Mr. Flinch. So let's take a look at Mr. Flinch here. Now, bear in mind, I don't fully know the stories and the campaign settings of Spelljammer yet. I haven't really had a chance to go through those books, although I have them, and I was excited when I bought them. Time is the issue there. I got a lot going on between gaming and work and family. You know, things happen. So and the thing I want you all also to understand here is that this channel isn't funded by Wiz Kids, isn't funded by WotC. This is purely funded by me. It's me having a good time, hoping you have a good time watching this. And so everything I show here is stuff that I've collected and I take pride in, and I want to share it with you. So I think if we can get Wiz Kids or WotC to really put like an emphasis on collecting miniatures, not just for the purpose of gaming, but for the purpose of having the miniatures, it could really build a community around this, and that could take off. But right now, we're just going to have some fun, and if you guys see the video and enjoy it, like and subscribe. There'll be more of them coming. I do them when I have time, and we go from there. And yeah, I know I do a weird thing with my right eye. Don't know what that's about. So here we have a Duar. Yeah, Duar. So it's kind of hoping I'd get something like this. Here it is, little bit small, kind of penguin looking thing. It's an astral penguin. That's what it is. It's an astral penguin. There we go. Keep it in the screen for you. Okay, so that's the first of the 3 blind boxes. Now, we're going to go to the next one here, and we're going to see what we got on this one here. So, blind box number 2. Deux. I'd say dos, but I learned French in high school, so it's deux. Un, deux, trois. That's how many blind boxes we've got. And I've bought my share of blind boxes in the past. They always feel kind of like Christmas, so this is a lot of fun. I noticed that Wiz Kids has come out with some promo miniatures for Mordanican Presents Monsters of the Multiverse, and they have a Evoker. I think it's the Evoker Diviner ones. I believe that's what it is. That Evoker miniature looks pretty awesome. It's up there in scale with the awesomeness of the ASMR that they have. Also, they've got some ASMR miniatures from Wiz Kids. I'm looking for mine here. Let me see if I can get that for you all here. So the ASMR. Here we go. Here it is. This is an ASMR Paladin. So this is one of their painted premium miniatures. It's actually one of the first Wiz Kids miniatures I picked up. And we all need an ASMR Paladin in our life. That's the truth of it. But anyway, they came out with another one for Mordanican Presents. And it's pretty stellar looking. It's got the wings again. But it looks like it's an ASMR Sorcerer as opposed to an ASMR Paladin. ASMRs make good Sorcerers and Paladins, and I think they're awesome. I'm not sure why WotC seems to think that we need to have a whole nother race to counterbalance the Tieflings when the whole purpose of the ASMR and the Tiefling were to counterbalance each other. You got your Celestial heritage, you got your Infernal heritage. That's kind of what's going on there, but it's not my decision on that. Anyway, back to the miniatures here, though. Sorry, I went on a soapbox there. My channel, I'll go on a soapbox if I want to. Anyway, we got another one here. This is kind of a robot-looking thing. What do we got here? What do we got? So we got Zodar. Here we go. There it is, right there. And this is kind of cool. This reminds me a little bit of the robot from the movie Black Hole. I can't remember the name of the robot right now. I'm not good at that sort of thing. But this is kind of neat. I like this a lot. And it floats. And even the sculpting that keeps it attached to the base really looks kind of like a jetpack almost, keeping it in the air. Show it to you again here. That's Zodar. And that's kind of a neat one. I like that a lot. What else do we got here? We got like 7 miniatures more to go through, guys. So we're gonna get through this here and see what we're looking at. And what do we got here? Oh, something with a long neck. It's got a neck as long as the legs of the champion of Elistre. So this is a Soren Rogue. Here we go. It's got a dagger with it. Right there. There we go. I've got it by the tail. That's a little easier for y'all to see. There we go. So, one of the things I like about these is that clear base. I enjoy it. It looks better. It looks a little more snappy than the black base. But the thing I don't like is sometimes the names are a little harder to read. So you got to kind of focus in a little more on it and see where you're at on that. But otherwise, I like it better. It helps to blend with the terrain that you put it on the table too a little bit more, and I think that's a smart thing. So that's a good thing on that. We got one more here out of this. Well, I got two more out of this box. So, oh, we got another robot. What's this one? So this one is an auto gnome. Ooh, auto gnome. That sounds like it could be kind of fun. Here we go. Auto gnome. Here's the back side of the auto gnome right there. There we go. And we got one other one here. Oh, I was hoping this would be one I'd get. I'm excited about this one. This one's going to be interesting. So this is where we have a great space hamster. So everyone, go for the eyes, boo. Oosh. Go for the eyes. Here we go. Space hamster. There it is, right there. I'm excited about this. This is a miniature that I'm glad I got. This kind of makes buying the 3 boxes worthwhile. And yeah, I mean, how do you not enjoy this? And let's see, this is number 46 of 47. This is going to be kind of a rare miniature, you know. With Wiz Kids, the higher that number, the rarer it is. So this one here, I'm probably going to take some time after the video here. I'm going to go and take a look at it and see what it's going for on eBay. Just so I know the value of it. That's all that's about. I don't really care to sell it. I haven't sold any of my miniatures. I mean, I've offered a set up for sale because I accidentally got a hold of 2 box sets of the Pride Fairy Dragons. But beyond that, I don't really try to sell them. This is about collecting, hoarding miniatures, you know. So that's really what we're doing here. And like I said earlier, you know, a community around the collecting of these miniatures could be really something else. It take the whole collection idea to a whole nother level. You know, people coming together, swapping miniatures out, see what they get available that way, and moving forward here. And I think people could really benefit from that instead of just trying to find your miniature on eBay or surfing through Miniature Market or something like that. Going through and being able to decide, hey, I'm going to a convention next week where we're going to be swapping D&D miniatures and talking about them and discussing the pros and cons to Wiz Kids versus Hasbro. Maybe getting some of the older sets together so we can do that. By the way, that is something I want to do for you guys. Get an older set and unbox that from Hasbro. But, you know, being able to do that, I think, is going to help us get the miniatures that we're looking for and want at a more reasonable and balanced price versus having to pay eBay prices, and we all know that's inflated. So that colossal red dragon, yeah, in a box, completely sealed up, brand new, almost undamaged box. They're going for $500 to $600 on eBay. It's too much for that miniature. You know, granted, it's hard to find for the most part. I've seen one of them in the last 10 years. The other ones I saw were all in the store boxed up. Should have bought it then because it would have cost me like $50 versus the $500 to $600 now. But, you know, that's what I'm getting at here, is we can go through and find ways to make deals to get these miniatures that we want so that we can put them in our collections as opposed to having to just pay out whatever the eBay merchant says they want. And that's really, I think, where a community could come into play and help us get what we need, you know. Honestly, I had to pay some money today for Kobold Warband. Kobolds, you know. What if I can find some guy who's just got a glut of kobolds and wants to get rid of some because he needs shelf space? Well, you know, why not offer that guy a fair price for the kobolds instead of you know, paying $50? It wasn't $50 for whatever Wiz Kids decides they need to be paid for. You know, that's where I'm kind of coming at on this, especially since Wiz Kids hasn't really given us a ton of kobold minis. that we can just put out as part of a campaign. You know, that's something that really we need to think about there too. So that's where a community could come in handy. So I got the last 4 here. This one here is a fair. Here we go. Looks like a brain with a bunch of eyes and some tentacles. Probably big, real popular in some Japanese anime. There we go. There we go. So that's the fair. We've also got, what do we got here? We got the sirloin. Here it is. Kind of looks a little bit like a grub. By the way, I encountered my first really big cockroach down here in North Florida. I'm from Oregon originally. Cockroaches aren't really a thing up there. Down here in Florida they are. So I spent the night researching cockroaches because this thing was huge. It was an American cockroach, not a German cockroach. So this one was going howdy versus Achtung. Anyway, the American cockroach is an outdoor pest. They don't live long or do well inside. I found the gap it came in, so it's not because I live dirty or anything like that. It's the biggest cockroach in North America, bigger than the palmetto bugs. 2 inches long, had antennas that were just as long. It skidded across the wall and then went in behind something and it's gone. I haven't seen it since, which is the way I like it. So anyway, if you're in Florida, you're seeing big cockroaches, don't worry. If you see little cockroaches, that's a panic button. Got another autognome here, so we got 2 of those. I have to research the stats on autognomes. And then here's the final one I got here. This is kind of an interesting one. I like it. This one is an eyemonger. Here it is. Eyemonger. Looks kind of like a beholder without the eye stalks. There it is. Kind of leveled out a little bit. So, looks like they had some issue with the gluing on this, but that's okay. It's still a good-looking mini. I like the eyes. The way they painted the eye is really good. They put some effort into that with the red, the bloodshotting, and all of that, and those teeth. I mean, if you're traveling the multiverse and you see just a big mouth with an eyeball attached, that should be something you should worry about. So I think this is going to be a lot of fun on that. So anyway, this is the longest video I've done so far, but I think as far as an unboxing video and our first unboxing video, this was a good decision. You know, I'm still really excited about the Space Hamster. This is cool. I like this mini a lot. And, yeah. Serious, guys. We need to all start thinking about putting together a miniature community. You know, Warhammer's got its community. Team Yankee's got its community. Yes, there is a Team Yankee community. If you haven't played Team Yankee, it's a cheaper than Warhammer game, and it's still a lot of fun. Vive le Francais. But anyway, I think we need to really start focusing on how we can really push this community a little bit, because there are miniatures out there that we want. They're hard to find. There's a set of miniatures that wasn't supposed to be released, didn't get released, but they got out. And getting some of those would be pretty awesome. Hasbro had a Witchlight set that was supposed to get released but didn't. So it was one of the latter sets, and a few of them escaped the factory. So again, if we can get our hands on some stuff like that and get a community going, it'd be really good for us. And we'd be able to really expand our ability to collect these and enjoy them, expand the way we display them, maybe get some ideas on how to do it, be able to put together better encounters and get the miniatures we need for those encounters. Another thing I'm lacking as far as my encounters, I don't have enough skeletons. I got some kobolds now. I got a lot of goblins because I bought a bunch of unpainted ones, and we painted them up. That takes time and effort, and there are people who that's good for. I'm not one of those guys. For me, I need to have my miniatures painted. I know it costs me more money, but I've got more money than talent, so there you go. And I'm not the only guy like that. So, again, we need a miniature community. We need WotC and Wiz Kids and Hasbro to start paying attention to us. So let's rise up. Grab our pitchforks and torches, and let's get ourselves a miniature community going. Anyway, I'm signing out. Your madman, miniature madman in the North Florida area. You all have a good night. Stay safe, and I'll get to the next video here soon, hopefully. Good night.